Hello and welcome to another edition of No Tripod Cooking Technique Tuesday. So we are making shrimp pad thai today, which I'm actually very excited about. So I made a couple changes to the recipe. First of all, it calls to finish it off with the scallions, which I've got right there, and peanuts. It's like a tablespoon of peanuts. And yes, I know it's important, but I live alone. I'm never going to do anything with the rest of the peanuts. And peanuts make me a little itchy, so I'm not doing that. Also, it calls for salt and pepper, and honestly, I've never cooked any Asian cuisine using like salt and table black pepper. I have some chili oil, actually chili crunch, which is going to add a good kick to it. We've got some, so much flavor in sesame oil. We've got some soy sauce, garlic, ginger. It also called for smooth peanut butter. I did not have any, but I did have some, like the almond version of PB2, which I think I need to stir that a little bit better. It's been setting out for a few minutes. But we're going to make this. What I'm going to do is off camera, I'm going to make the noodles. I'm going to go ahead and cook them just according to the box directions. And then I'll meet you over by my wok in a moment. See you soon. Alrighty, while the noodles are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and make the base of the sauce. So I've got the peanut butter / almond butter in there. I have my chicken broth. And you could easily use vegetable broth. I've got an egg. I've got soy sauce. What I'm going to do is combine this all first, and then I'm going to add my chili crunch. So I'm just going to whisk this together, which is very boring. Now, I do want to make sure and break up the almond butter. I probably should have added a little bit more water to it, but that's okay. I didn't want to water this part down too much. So with a good bit of elbow grease, I'll be able to get in all of the little clumps, and also the heat once we start cooking this will help to break those up as well. So I'm going to go get a little workout by working these clumps out, and I'll see you after the noodles are done. Alrighty, so I have my wok heated up. I'm going to add my sesame oil. I'm going to add I'm going to let it get hot for just a second, although I did let the wok get pretty warm. You don't necessarily need to use a wok, but I figure while I have one, I might as well. And then I'm going to add in ginger and garlic. I'm going to toss this around just a little bit. You want to be cautious. You don't want it to burn, which is why whenever you're cooking in a wok, you really want to try to get everything, just keep it in motion, basically. And I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. So also, I'm going to go ahead and add in my red bell peppers. There we go. So I'm going to let this saute for a moment. In the recipe, it says to go ahead and add the shrimp at the same time, but honestly, garlic and the red bell peppers are going to take a little longer to cook, and I don't want overcooked shrimp. Shrimp does not take long to cook. So I'm going to let this cook for a second, and then after that, we'll be ready for the shrimp and the sauce. And my noodles are hot holding over there, so see you in a few minutes. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and add my shrimp. Just going to toss these around, make sure they get coated with a little bit of oil, the garlic, and it smells amazing. So I do not want to cook these shrimp for too long. Recipe says 2 to 3 minutes. Honestly, as soon as I start to see some of it kind of turn pink, which you already kind of are, I'm going to go ahead and add the sauce. But I'm going to give this about a minute or so. I usually just do it more by eye than by time. So I want these to get a little bit pink, but certainly not even close to cooked all the way through, because what I'm going to do is add the sauce here in just a minute. But let me let these cook. See you in a minute. Alrighty, so the shrimp are starting to get cooked. Now I'm going to add my mixture. The little clumps right there are actually from the chili crunch. So again, you can use any kind of hot sauce that you want, but I have this chili crunch that's actually got a good kick to it. And I added probably 4 times, I think, the amount of what the recipe called for. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. And what I want this to do is cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. I want the shrimp to finish off in the sauce, and then soon we're going to add the noodles. So I'm going to let this come up to a good little simmer, and I'll see you in a minute. Alrighty, as you can see, I've got a little bit of a bubbling going on here. There's going to be some lumps because, remember, there is a cooked egg in there. So when you see that on the sides, it's just the egg. I'm going to go ahead and add the noodles in here. I'm just going to look like a giant lump, I'm sure. Yep, there we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to toss this to combine and let the noodles soak in a little bit of the sauce. And this is pretty much a two-handed job. So I'm going to go ahead, let you go, probably get out some tongs to twist these noodles in, and I will see you over when we're plating. I'll see you in just a minute. Alrighty, so my pad thai is done. I'm going to go ahead and take just a little bite. That's a little bit bigger than a little bit, but let's see how it tastes. The sauce is delightful. I might add some more chili stuff to it, but it's got a good little kick to it. Flavors are excellent. Yeah, I'm excited. This is my dinner. So I'll see you next Cooking Technique Tuesday. I'm going to go eat this. See you next time.